possibly the most intriguing and mysterious member of the Seven is the Paradigm.
Paradigm, it's me. I'm guessing you heard what happened.
To this point, she has not made a physical appearance in Fortnite's lore, and she was only mentioned first in Chapter 3, Season 1 by the scientist attempting to contact her. However, based on everything we know, it's very likely that she will be making that first appearance soon. Based on that, and to truly understand her spot in the lore, we need to take a dive into her past. Okay, so previously on the channel, a few weeks ago, I made a whole video talking about this theory that I'm getting ready to talk about. It was an in-depth theory on how Singularity and the Paradigm could be the same person. For this video, we are going to assume that is correct. This is sort of an extension off of this video, so if you haven't seen that video yet, you can find it right here in the corner in a little card right there. The Paradigm skin up to this point is the only member of the Seven that was released into the item shop. Can you remember the first time it came out into the shop? Well, I can. It was over 850 days ago, well over 2 years ago, and it has not made an appearance since. Man, I knew this was a good purchase. To me, the fact that it hasn't been out in forever just adds on to the mystique and the intrigue. It's crazy because in some ways we know more about the other sister that's yet to be revealed than the Paradigm. We know that the Paradigm turned her back on the Seven and betrayed the Seven, but exactly how? Obviously, if you watched my last video on this, you'll know that we theorized about her being Singularity and, of course, being the person who was in control of the mech, which coincidentally enough was around the same time this skin originally was revealed. I wonder what other members of the Seven, the NPCs, would have to say to Paradigm if I rolled up in the Paradigm outfit. As you can see, the Scientist, the Foundation, the Visitor, the Imagined, and the Origin, they just literally couldn't care less for the Paradigm for the most part. I mean, the only person who wants to even slightly entertain a conversation is the Scientist when he asks, "Are you still working for the blue guy?" I've been thinking a lot about who this blue guy could be, and I'm having a tough time deciding on somebody. Somebody who I want to mention as a possibility might be Ripley, of course. Maybe even more likely than that is the Zero skin, not the 0 point, the Zero skin. I feel like a lot of people might just forget that skin even exists. We knew that Paradigm had betrayed the Seven, but based on what they're saying here, they really just don't want to have anything to do with her, so it must have been really bad. To go back to the point I made about Paradigm possibly piloting the mech back in Chapter 1, well, if she was Singularity, she allowed the loopers to enter the 0 point vault, use it to rebuild Tilted and fight the Caddis, and then she just kind of left it broken and in shambles for a while. Basically, that whole ordeal led to the events, the chaotic events of Season X, as well as the first The End event with the black hole. Chapter 1 could have very easily been the end of Fortnite. Well, not really, but from a storyline perspective, you know what I mean. Her actions would have led to the Seven doing the end and then losing control over the bridge to the I.O. That's of course based off of all the visitor tapes from the time period. I want to point out her description. It says her allegiance is unknown. Now, we've known this for a while, ever since the skin came out, but I've lately started thinking about this in a different way, from a different perspective. Her allegiance may not be fully known because she betrayed the Seven and they almost want to let her go, like not even include her in the group anymore. But it pretty much seems like they're in a corner, the Seven that is, and they have to bring her back in order to actually win this war against the I.O., very much against their beliefs. And again, that's echoed and evidenced in the conversations that these NPCs have when you are the Paradigm. We also know that last season there were multiple different rockets that were launched from the rocket hub near the sanctuary. Several of these rockets failed in their mission, but the third one was deemed a success, and it is believed, or at least it's very possible, this rocket could be returning with Paradigm directly on board. In yesterday's video, I kind of talked about the Chapter 2 Season 6 cutscene where the Foundation was super pissed at Jones. I can't even imagine how pissed all members of the Seven are gonna be at the Paradigm. I actually really can't wait to see her make her first physical appearance in the story. She's apparently super important, and to me it's kind of crazy that we've only heard slight mentions of her here and there, and she hasn't really made any appearances in the story. She hasn't even been in the item shop in 850 plus days. It's a really interesting character. If you have any opinions, thoughts, feedback, suggestions, anything like that, please leave them in the comments. I would love to hear your stories. And hey, you never know, you just might get featured in a video. Make sure you guys check out my Twitter, my Facebook gaming page for additional daily content, exclusive content over there, and I'll see you later.